Welcome to Pots, Pans, and Pioneers. Today I'm going to be preserving some oranges. And here are all the oranges. It's a case of oranges from Johnston Farms. They're Blue Jay oranges. They do have some seeds, but very minimal. And they're very fresh. The leaves are still green. And I'm going to be peeling the oranges, canning the oranges, and then candying the peels. And we're going to have candied orange peel. You can eat candied orange peel. They're in sugar, or you can dip them in all kinds of white chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and give them as gifts. So let's get started. We're going to save all the peels, so we're not going to toss them. Some parchment paper. Just so I'm not working directly on the table here. And I'm going to use my jars to sort of weight down my paper. And these are pretty easy to peel. They come right apart. I'm going to remove the stems, and I'm going to just preserve the peel. And these are really sweet and fairly juicy. Ashley, can you bring me a knife? So you can do your peels like this, where they're just torn off of the orange. You can candy them that way if you want to. And then we're going to take the orange and we're going to open it up, and you need to separate each section. So for canning purposes, get my bowl over here, I'm going to separate each section of the orange and drop it in the bowl. Now when I've canned oranges before, I've had ice water to put them in, but sometimes the ice water actually draws out the juice, and I don't really want to do that in this case. I want to can them in I'm doing mine in a medium to heavy syrup, but you could do these in a light syrup if you wanted to. And wherever I see a seed, I would just extract it. I don't see any seeds in that one, so we'll extract it. Okay, the stem. And the second way to do this is you're going to remove your stem, and then you're going to take your knife. You want to be really skilled at using a knife to do it, but you're going to take it and you're going to score. Trying to make sure I keep my hand out of the way. I'm going to score it down like that. So your peel is going to be in sections. And then if you put a little bit of pressure on it, you're going to be able to see that peel where I've scored it. And you're just going to take the peel in the section and lay it down. Take the peel, lay it down. Just do it that way, and make sure the orange peel is pretty, it's a good size. And then we're going to separate our orange again, throw it in another container so we can can. Separate, and if you see any membranes, just remove those membranes. They often will make canning oranges bitter, so you want to remove them. Now, to be able to prepare the orange peel to be candied, obviously you want to make sure and wash all of your. I wiped all these, but you can obviously wash them. And you're going to take your knife and you're going to just cut them into little slivers like that. So you're gonna just take it and cut it into slivers. You may want to have a cutting board under. This is an old table, so it's okay. But and then we're going to save all of these. I'm going to go ahead and do my case of oranges, and we're going to save these into a different container, and then I'll show you how to candy orange peels in a different video. This is just the prep stage. Okay, so sliced some of the orange peels, and I'm going to make my simple syrup to go with the canning. And to do the candied orange peel, I'm going to go ahead and make my syrup with the orange peel. Okay, welcome to Pots, Pans, and Pioneers. This is a continuation of the candied orange peels. So I've covered the orange peels with water, and I've added a cup of sugar, and I've cooked them on low for about an hour and a half. I've also added 2 tablespoons of ginger and a tablespoon of ground clove, and I've added 1/4 cup of honey. So we're going to let this simmer down, and then we're going to drain it off, and then we're going to make our heavy syrup for the candied orange peels. So so I've taken 1 cup of water and 3 cups of sugar, and I'm dissolving the sugar into the water. I've added another teaspoon of ground ginger, and I've done a slight stir just to get the sugar to dissolve, and I'm going to turn the stove down to medium low or low, and without stirring at all, I'm going to let this cook on the stove for about 30 minutes. So we'll be back. This is what you want right here. This is the simmer. The simmer is going to happen for about 30 minutes. And then we're going to take the orange peel and we're going to add them back into the stock pot. So we'll be back. Okay, we've drained our orange peels, and I've taken and put pure cane sugar in the bottom, and I'm going to sprinkle pure cane sugar on the top of the oranges, or the orange slices. And you want to make sure that you have enough sugar to cover all of the orange slices. It's probably about a 1/2 cup to a 1/4 cup of sugar. And the sugar is going to candy and draw out all the moisture. You can really smell the orange, citrus, and the ginger and the cloves pretty strongly. Okay, now we're going to go over to the table, and we're going to put them on a drying rack. Huh?
They'll stick to it.
Well, they're going to fall through them. I'm just going to lay the orange peels on top and just loosely. These are going to dry for about 4 to 5 hours before you put them in a jar. Okay, we're going to get these on the board to dry. Then we come back, we'll jar them up after they're dried. Okay, our orange peels are pretty much dry, and I'm going to jar them up and show you how I do the jarring process. I have my the vacuum sealer out here, so get that ready. Okay, I'm just using these little small jars that you can buy. I mean, I got these at Walmart, and they're basically for, you know, anything small that you would want to can or preserve. They're great for all kinds of different butters. Last year I gave, I used these little jars and gave all kinds of Texas style butters. I made homemade butter, and I gave a bunch of different flavored butters to family and friends. So that's just another idea that you could use these. And it's not enough to, you know, for it to go bad. Anyway, let's get started, because I know this video is becoming very long. So as you can see, our oranges, they're dried, most of them. There might be a little bit of slight moisture to them. I let these dry overnight, and the paper towel has actually helped because it's taken some of the moisture, but they're very sticky, and you know, they're sugary. So what I like to do is you could dip these in different styles of chocolate and have them dry again, and then put them, you know, inside your jars. I like it simple because you can add this. These are really great toppers for ice cream, to put in oatmeal, all kinds of. These are great teacher gifts. They're great little add-ins to gift baskets as well. So let's get some in the jars. So I'm just gonna fill the jar a little bit of halfway. Now, I didn't make a lot of the orange peels. I froze a lot of them because I'm gonna use them for something else. And since I've already have jars made up for gifts, I'm just doing these for the purposes of the video to give you some ideas. So I'm gonna put maybe one layer, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some organic raisins, and I'm gonna layer a row of raisins. And then I'm gonna put the oranges on top of that. Now this is unbleached, unprocessed, pure cane sugar on these orange slices. So you're not getting the bleach, and you're not getting, you know, any of the chemicals. You could also do layers of almonds and mixed nuts as well. I mean, these really make great, you know, beautiful little gifts. And so then what we're gonna do is we're going to take our regular canning lid, and we're gonna put it on here. And you need to make sure that these orange slices are put in an airtight container. So you don't want any air, and this will last up to probably a month. And they won't really last that long because people are dying to try them. So they'll want to immediately open them up. Let me get my wide mouth. I just have the regular jar one, but let me get my wide mouth sealer, and I'll be right back. Okay, we have the wide mouth seal, and you can buy these at Walmart, or you can get them on Amazon. They're really absolutely easy to find, and they're not very expensive. So you just put this lid on here, and you press down all the way, and then you're going to take the cord from your vacuum sealer and put it into the top of the jar. And then I've got my vacuum sealer here, and I'm just gonna turn it on, and then all I'm gonna do is hit the button to seal. No, vacuum and seal, which is gonna draw the air out of this jar. And so this is gonna be an airtight container. When it stops, that means that it's airtight, so it won't allow any air in. And so that jar is done. I've got some little pieces of fabric that I'm going to put on my jars, and then I'm just going to take them and screw them down like this. They make a really pretty gift that way. And so let's do one more jar, just to give you the idea. So we're going to take our orange peels, going to put them in. And these are, you know, packed full of vitamin C. And if you've ever had the sugared orange slices from the drugstore, these are like a million times better tasting. And the orange peel just literally melts in your mouth. It dissolves. So this is a really great gift idea. Obviously not for somebody who has diabetes, but it's a really great idea for a stocking stuffer or just a beautiful handmade gift that's not expensive to do. Okay, and I'm gonna put some raisins. And then top with more orange peel. Get those packed down in there. And I try to fill them, you know, as most to the top as you can get. You don't want to overfill it, but we're going to draw the air out of it anyway. So, all right. My fingers are full of sugar. Get our lid. So we've got, my house has just horrible lighting, but so you've got your orange peel and your raisins, so pretty. I'm gonna put the lid on it to seal. Gonna put that, oops, gonna put that inside. As best we can, we're gonna hit they're so addicting. Huh. I'm gonna just remove the lid like that. And then I have another piece of pretty fabric, and I just center it on there and then screw it down. You can add tags, really pretty creative, you know, homemade tags that you make to these. And I just use scraps of fabric on them. And if you want to, you can write on the actual lid, you know, what it is, but people typically know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I hope this helps make some really beautiful homemade gifts for your family. And I hope you join us next time. Everybody have a blessed holiday.